What if achieving everything you've ever wanted in your life all came down to shifting your mindset? This is what we believe at the Mindset Flex podcast. Buckle up and get ready to expand your mind and get uncomfortable. Welcome to this episode. This is your host, Elise, and today we are talking about discipline. This is something that I love and hate. It's a love-hate relationship. But listen, during strength training, lifting, toning, however you name it. I love when girls say toning. Like, what? That's sarcasm. You can't tone, you ain't a printer. So when you work out and you're lifting and you're strength training, muscle fibers break down and rebuild, which in turn increases muscle strength. That's how you get strong. Why am I saying this? Well, in the same way that our physical bodies break down and it's painful and it sucks, but then that's where the strength comes from and the rebuilding of the muscle and the size comes from. The same way our minds need to be broken down and it's going to be painful and it needs to be exercised. But that pain and that breaking down will bring new strength. So I know most people think discipline sucks because it's painful and it's hard and it's uncomfortable, but it builds strength and brings something beautiful into your life. Now, believe it or not, one of the reasons I am obsessed with discipline and I stay disciplined with my physical health and physical fitness, we're talking about food and working out and keeping myself in a low body fat percentage stage, which is not easy, but it's because it helps me stay disciplined with my spiritual fitness. Like, you must work out both your body and your mind. Discipline translates. Fitness is a mindset. So many people do not see this, do not understand this. But in order to truly stay fit, you can't just jump from one thing to another. That's called yo-yoing. I'm sure you've heard of it. That's how people lose the weight, but then gain double back because you kind of destroy yourself and it's not a lifestyle you can stick to. And also, you have not trained your mind to stay disciplined and to rely on habit. No, you are kind of driven by emotion. And so when you feel like it because your pain is great enough, then you stick to it. But when the pain isn't great enough and you don't feel like doing it, you don't do it. Does that ring any bells? Well, listen, if you practice discipline, if you take this thing seriously, like your life depended on it, because it does, then you will create habits and you will look at this as something you must become, you must uncover. If I can't discipline myself to go to the gym for 45 minutes, I have a really hard time disciplining myself to sit down for 45 minutes and spend uninterrupted time praying or meditating or reading or in the Word. Either way, I don't have time. That's the story I'm telling myself, right? That's my excuse. That's my why. I don't have the time. When in reality, I just don't have discipline. I haven't practiced enough. I haven't pushed through enough in order for this thing to become a habit. If I can't say no to a cookie, how could I say no to other temptations, right? I mean, I feel like our stomachs are the hardest thing to conquer, right? We have these great desires, these great cravings. When you're so hungry, I do believe there's a reason for why Jesus was tempted with food. I always thought about that, but it just has to be a big reason. Like our bellies, I used to have a binge eating disorder. So that should tell you a story of how much I struggled with that, which is exactly why I pushed myself to get over it, to work through it, to become a master of it, like a master of discipline over my fleshy desires. And no, I'm not saying being hungry and eating is a fleshy desire, not at all, but everything in moderation. And when food becomes something that we seek in order to make ourselves feel better, that's when that becomes a problem. This all starts small, the practice of discipline. It starts small, and practicing on the physical body directly translates to the spiritual, the mental, the emotional, everything in your life. Your body is your mind. If my body is physically fit, it means I have discipline to say no to certain foods and say yes to training, even when I don't feel like it. the scripture teaches us that our soul is composed of our body and spirit. They're one. Our body is our temple. Do you ever struggle with feeling like you keep doing the things that you shouldn't do and you don't really know how to say no? And it kind of gets you in trouble just giving in to those desires. And you're like, man, I just wish I was a little stronger. Like, do you ever say, oh, I wish I was one of those people that could like wake up at 5 a.m. and go on a run? Or I wish I was one of those people that like didn't have to hit the snooze button 10,000 times. I wish I was one of those people that wasn't addicted to their phone and didn't spend time scrolling on social media. I wish I was one of those people that had more discipline when it comes to eating, like I didn't overeat or just had an easier time with not giving in to instant gratification. I mean, we know it. We all know that instant gratification never, ever, ever serves us. It never does. Seriously, if you're telling yourself it does, I'm here to tell you it doesn't. By any means, it does not. If you really want to feel incredible, like you want to have a ton of confidence and just feel good about yourself, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, all of it. Like you want to feel good. Do you know what the secret is? Doing what you said you were going to do. Like saying you're going to do something and then actually doing it. Like if you say that you want to lose 10 pounds, which, I don't think that that's a good goal actually, because most people don't actually want to lose 10 pounds. You want to change how you look and you want to change how you feel. So putting a number on it is actually not a great goal. But let's say you want to lose 10 pounds and you set yourself out to this goal. I mean, 2% of people actually succeed. We know this to be true. So many of you say, I want to work out every day. I want to tone my body, right? Back to the being a printer. I want to look like so-and-so people that I look up to on social media, but I just love food too much. And like I said, I feel you. Like, trust me, I feel you. I come from binge eating. I feel you. Self-discipline is straight freaking up the hardest battle to conquer. Doing what you know you should do when you don't feel like it, choosing delayed gratification when every inch in your body is hungering for instant freaking gratification. I get it. I really do. But listen to me. If you can control what you eat and drink versus it controlling you, I truly believe you can control everything else. And this is coming from like my personal testimony. This is what I have experienced in my life. It is incredible. The other week I put out a reel about smelling food as a fake girl. It was supposed to be funny because I was a week out. And if any of you have done a competition, I mean, it gets tough. Like you're in a deficit for a long time. You crave food. Of course, you're going to crave food. And of course, you're going to be hungry. You're in a deficit. You're bringing the most out of your physical body. I mean, it's a competition. And I don't just compete just to stand on stage. I want to win. Like my goal is to win, to get that pro card and to one day stand on the Olympia stage. I'm just telling you guys, I'm dreaming big. So I put out this reel because I thought it would be hilarious and people that are on diets or competing or prepping could relate. And it was literally like me smelling different foods. Like, let me just smell it. Let me just smell it. Instead of eating it, like, I want to eat it, but I can't eat it. So I'm just going to smell it. And, it was to make people laugh, but obviously in a deep level it was showcasing how hard discipline is when it comes to our bellies. I got many comments on Instagram and on TikTok because I posted it on both saying, how sad. And I just can't help but laugh. I mean, I knew it was coming. Because I knew that so many people wouldn't get it. Like they would not get it. The ones that got it, they got it. But to the how sad comments, obviously, it's coming. I have to highly disagree. It is the darnest best feeling to have discipline and self-control over your desires. Like, trust me, when I say not giving into a donut feels hell a lot better in the long run than giving into it in the moment, I mean that. I'd choose delayed gratification over instant gratification, as hard as it freaking is, any day, because I've tasted the fruit, So I'm here to tell you that as you heard me talk about this and you heard me describe this like smelling food TikTok, and you thought in your head, oh my gosh, like that's so sad. I'm here to challenge you and say you haven't tasted the fruit. You have not tasted the fruit, my friend, of delayed gratification. And not just once or twice, but the constant life of delayed gratification. Discipline is freedom. I kid you not. If you choose you and not your fleshy desires, and you stop thinking about instant gratification as the path to happiness, you're actually going to find real happiness and real self-confidence. Like, this is a comment that I get all the time too. Elise, how do you increase confidence in yourself and feeling good about yourself? Like, how do I have more confidence about who I am? And a lot of people think this is just something that you just like choose to do. Like, oh, I'm just going to choose to be confident and cocky. Well, I'm here to tell you, if you have nothing to back yourself up on, like you're just choosing to be confident, your mind is very smart. It's very, very smart. Your subconscious mind will run a lot of your life. And if you're lying to yourself, like if you're saying self, just feel good about yourself. Self, just feel confident. Self is going to be like, yo, what should I feel confident about? Like, I need a little proof here. Where's the pudding, you know? And this is a big misunderstanding, thinking that confidence is just something like you choose to feel. You know, those people that are very cocky and like very arrogant, and you can tell like they're confident, but you're like, bro, this isn't a good kind of confidence. Like, I am vibing with this. Well, that truly 100% comes down to that person not really backing themselves up. And their subconscious mind knows that it's not real. Like, it's just something to cover up something with. And, you know, I've mentioned Earhart's past and his drug addiction and his heroin addiction. And I got to tell you, during that time of his life, he was masking so much with this fake confidence that came off very arrogant and very cocky. And he hurt a lot of people by doing it. And it wasn't real self-confidence. But now, after he's overcome so much and changed his life and proved to himself that he can do what he says he's going to do, his confidence is real and it's beautiful and it's radiating. And that's the self-confidence that you want. And that only comes from doing what you said you were going to do. And how do you do what you said you were going to do? Discipline, my friend. Discipline. Choosing instant gratification and your desires is a trap. That donut might make you feel better in the moment, but what about the rest? Like, do you care only about feeling good for a second, like for a moment until that desire is satisfied? Or do you care about the long run? And do you care about a way better good feeling? Not just like a, hey, I satisfied my craving, but like, man, I feel incredible about myself. Like, I constantly joke that I love to do things that I hate. So about a month ago, we started going mountain biking, and I am a total adrenaline junkie. I like everything that is like extreme and action and whatnot. But mountain biking has always scared the crap out of me because it's so easy to fall. And I am terrified to have a bad fall and not be able to ski in the winter. Like, skiing is everything to me. I'm obsessed with it. I'm addicted to it. It is like my everything. And I just don't risk anything that would put me out for skiing. So I've had this like mental block towards mountain biking. And also because I've never done it, I sucked at it. Like, majorly sucked. I tried it once and it was terrifying. And I was like, wow, I hate this because I suck at it. And about a month ago, me and Earhart decided that we were going to embark on this journey together and give mountain biking another shot. Like, I had to overcome my fear, get out of my freaking comfort zone. And I was terrified. Like, I'm here to tell you, I was freaking terrified. And once you're out on the mountain, you got to come back. Like, you got to keep going. You got to come back. And we went on this 7-mile ride, like as our first ride. And I kept getting so frustrated because I would almost fall on the bike or hit a rock. And I kept like going in the direction of the rocks. And I'm like, how is this even possible? And at one point, I fell over and just like was able to jump off the bike where I didn't hurt myself. And Earhart just looked back, was like, "You good?" And I just like have tears rolling down my face. I'm so frustrated, so angry. And I'm like, "Yep, I'm good. I'm good." And he could tell the entire time that I was struggling. Like I was struggling. I was throwing curse words out like every 30 seconds. And we come back, and he's like, "We tried and maybe we'll find something else that we'll enjoy like doing together. Cause I know you didn't enjoy it as much as I did." And I was like, wait a second. Yes, it's true. I absolutely hated it. I was so frustrated. I cried. I cursed at the damn bike. But that doesn't mean I don't want to do it again. And he's like, "What?" I'm like, "Babe, come on. I love doing things that I hate. Like, give me more of it because it's the freaking challenge." And that's how I viewed everything. And after that, yeah, we've gone a couple more times and I had a better time each and every time. And I freaking love the fact that I learned that just because I hate something because it's hard and uncomfortable, that doesn't mean that I'm always going to hate it. I'm just not going to get better at it. Like we suck at everything we do for the first time. And I know this was a kind of stupid example because mountain biking is, I don't know, it's like biking. But to me, it's been the most challenging, terrifying, getting out of my comfort zone and using discipline to keep going thing that I've had to practice lately. And I hated it. But man, do you know how good it freaking felt when I finished it and I made it back? Oh, so good. And then I did it again and again. And each time I had a better time. And you need to learn to love to do things that you hate. I'm also not a morning person, but I literally force myself and discipline myself to wake up early because I love to do things that I hate because it makes me feel so good about myself, so confident about myself on such a high, and so many people go throughout the day just like drained and low energy and don't realize that they're not challenging themselves with anything. They're not getting out of their comfort zones. And so where do you think you're going to get your fix from, your high from? Like you got to get that natural high from life, not from TV or scrolling or alcohol or drugs. I mean, here, like I love a little beer. I love it. I do. But I don't drink to feel better. No, like to feel better, I got to get after that natural high. I got to get after that like natural stimulus throughout the day. Like I'm going to eat something that's going to fuel my body, not something that I just crave. I'm going to go to the gym and push my body, even if I don't feel like it or if I'm lacking strength. And I'm going to make my bed when I wake up in the morning and I'm not going to hit the snooze button. And I'm going to do laundry when I said I was going to do laundry. Like if you keep doing things throughout the day that you don't feel like doing, you're not realizing it, but you're winning. You're winning the day. You're getting wins throughout the day by discipline. And so this really is the biggest gift, the biggest blessing in life is learning and practicing discipline and getting into the habit of relying on that to make decisions and to do things and to get things done in your life, not if you feel like it or not. And I guarantee you, if you become a master of discipline, and it's going to take time, it's going to take practice, but if you become a master of discipline, I'm telling you, you're going to find such happiness, such good feelings, and such confidence about yourself and your life. Man, nobody's going to be able to stop you. So get after it. Start practicing because discipline is about to become your most loyal friend. And I'm going to leave you with this again. Make the rest of your life the best of your life. I'll see you in the next episode.